Alright, the main reason I started a Chronomancer was for Apex of the Moment. Enemies in your presence are slowed by 20%. I am an old man, and I don't have the best reaction time, so I wanted everything to be a little bit more chill while I'm on that devil's lettuce. And, so I made a slow build that slows everything around me, starting with Apex of the Moment. Now, this says that slows are modifiers from debuffs. So if slows are modifiers from debuffs, that means this is a debuff. And this says debuffs you inflict have 10% increased slow. So this is a debuff that I am inflicting, so this should increase the magnitude of this 20% slow by 10%. And you get a little bit more here. 4%, 4%, bloom, bloom, bloom. You also get a little bit up on here. You get a 10% right there. So I'm getting quite a bit of extra slow there. And then this bad boy. Enemies you curse are hindered with 15% reduced speed, reduced movement speed. Now, I am not a curse enjoyer. That is just another button you have to press. In fact, let me remove that from my skill slot. And this one too, because I ain't even using it. Curses are just another thing you have to press. And I don't want to press any buttons, so I'm rocking Blasphemy with Temporal Change, which is going to cursed enemies are now slowed by 28%. Now, if you self-cast it, it's a lot stronger. Let's see, I think it's 50% stronger. 43% less effect of curse. That's what it has, 43%. And I'm increasing it by 25%, so you know it's like 20-something% less effective. And you're gonna pair that with area of effect, and so now I have an aura which is gonna slow everything down. Everything's gonna be super duper chill. Now I'm still only on tier 7 maps, and I only have a 4 link because I corrupted it and got it. Everything else is a 3 link. My gear is pretty dope. I'm just gonna highlight over it. I'm not really gonna talk about it. Just gonna highlight over it a little bit so you can see it. I worked really hard to trade for all this stuff. None of it is crafted. This is found. This is found. This was found as well. This is what like started the whole build out. Alright, you see just the gear. I know people like to see the gear before I go in and run it. We'll try that one. And I upgraded this with an Exalted Orb, and I still only got 95% Waystone drop chance. I'm struggling hard on Waystones, making it not very fun to keep playing. So let's demo the slow. Man, it took a while for that curse to hit when that dude ran in. I wonder if it has an activation time so they can still sprint at me. So as you can see, they are very slow. Very, very slow. They have a very difficult time not being slow losers. So let's put them out of their misery. And it's just kind of comfortable. It's just kind of comfortable. I can ball them up a bunch. It's not really worth it to kill these little weaklings unless you ball them up and kill a bunch at once. They take too long. It's better just to skip and focus on the yellows. I mean, you know, unless you're low on maps like I am. Then you want to kill everybody just because you're forced to, and you might get a map from a regular dude, but assuming you're not low on maps. See? Easy. Let's put myself into some danger. I mean, I really do need to complete this map, so I don't want to put myself... God, I hate these map designs. So I don't want to put myself into too much danger, but let's get a little frisky. Let's get a little risky. Bunch of flying dudes. Right there. Oh, we are looking like we are getting trapped. Let's zoom right between them. Oh, juked. Let's go backwards. Right between them. Yeah, okay, you guys gonna do something? You gonna hit anybody? Oh, you're gonna try to throw those spears. Don't you guys fucking know I'm a Chronomancer? You guys don't fucking stand a chance. And if you do hit me, I got my recoup. Just chillin'. You guys can't do shit. I'm chillin'. Alright, that's enough. Fuck them up. Fucking losers. Oh, you guys rushing in? Oh, not so fast. Not so fast. Yeah, so if you suck at the game like I suck at the game, just be a Chronomancer. There's no reason not to be a Chronomancer. Like, why would you not want this defensively? Would you really prefer offense over that? Fuck no. The offense you get on the ascendancies are pretty weak anyway. It's all about the heat. Oh, thank fucking Lord. This was my last T7. I'm so happy right now. I'm fucking happy right now! Give me this chest. Give me this chest. Oh yeah. Not another T17 in there though. That was a gold guy following me a boot. Oh yeah, I'm just doing regular combat now. I don't want to do regular combat. Here, let him hit me for a little bit. You guys want to see some of this recoup? Oh damn, big hit! Pretty good recoup. I mean, it's just comfy cozy. Wow, I'm playing a cozy game now. I turned this difficult Path of Exile 2 into a a couch cozy game. It's like in slow motion. It's so great. Oh, I gotta kill a bunch of packs. Okay. I'll get to work then. These take a little bit longer. I just did a video talking about some of my complaints of POE 2. And the biggest one is tedium. A lot of their game design functionalities are designed to keep you in the game longer, to make it take longer to play, to make it take longer to do things. And I don't think that's a good game design philosophy. It might be a little predatory depending on their intentions. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But if their intentions are to try to get people to play the game longer, to get people to buy more shit on the eShop, to extend their... to make it easier to play or something like that. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Basically, they could be doing it because they think it's the right thing to do from a fun standpoint, or they could be doing it because they think it's the right thing to do from a monetization standpoint. Like, it'll keep people in the game more, and if they're in the game, then they're more likely in the shop. It could also be a combination of the two, but if they're only doing it because they think it'll keep people into the game longer, yeah, I don't really like that game design, and if I keep feeling that that's what they're doing, I won't be playing this, which will suck because this combat's fucking incredible. I doubt that's what they're doing. It's kind of like when you see someone who could be qualified as it took me a while to try to figure out how to say this. Someone who could be maybe considered as a DEI hire on the cover of a movie, you're like, oh, is it one of those movies? That's like in the back of your head. The odds are it's not, right? Like it's a very low percent. Well, yeah, it's actually a very low percentage, right? The ones that have that type of stuff get highlighted a lot, but for the most part, it's a pretty low percentage of people who do that ethnic pander-based hiring. But I'm seeing some signs. I'm seeing some signs that might be, that this tedium that's programmed in here might be deliberate, and it might be to keep people in the game longer. It's just a tiny amount of evidence. I just got the tiniest piece of evidence. So it might not even be anything, but I am feeling like there's just so much tedium in this game. It's feeling a little bit hard for it to be accidental, and it's also feeling a little bit hard for them to have played this and thought it was fun. I can't imagine anyone at grinding your games playing through the campaign, you know, 5 times, and on the 5th time they're like, yes, this is still a lot of fun. This is still super dope. So, I mean, that might be true. I'm having a hard time trying to complete this map. I'll just keep running it. I'm almost done with the combo. I'd have a hard time believing that they had fun in the campaign if they played it multiple times. That might just be me, but the thought of replaying that campaign, not because it wasn't good, even though large parts of it weren't, but because it was just so damn tedious and long. And the thought, those two thoughts are a little incongruent, right? Like, it would be pretty difficult for them to make that level of tedium accidentally, right? So they had to make it deliberate, so that's deliberate. And at the same time, it would be hard to fathom that they made it that way, and then they played it, and then they liked it that way. So if they don't necessarily like it this way, then why is it this way? And the answer could just be early access, beta. They didn't really play it a lot. They spent way more time focusing on designing it, and they didn't have anyone run through the campaign like 10 times in a row to see if they, you know, survived or blew their fucking head off. That's all I'm saying. Back to the build. Enough of that talk. I already made a video on that. I'll go through what my build is just in case you're interested. I wouldn't call it a build. I'm only on tier 7, so I don't know how this is going to scale to the end game. But I'm using these gloves here, which is converting elemental damage evenly amongst all the elements, so I can do shock, freeze, and ignite. I'm doing that because it's cool. And I find these elemental nodes to be really strong. So I'm pathing through, grabbing these elemental nodes, and everywhere I want to be, these elemental nodes also happen to be, right? I'm getting these slow buffs, which happen to be by this elemental, which happen to be by this elemental. So it seems like it's just fitting in. It's just kind of fitting in. The tree, it's just coming together. It's just working for me. The reason I'm getting this side is this 15 increased area of effect should apply to my curse aura, and it's generic area of effect, which is just way better than spell area of effect. So that's kind of why I path over here, and you get a bunch of it. These nodes I think are very underrated. I can't say underrated. I haven't really seen anyone, but these are very powerful because it's just a flat 6% area of effect. This area of effect is hard to get. The flat area of effect, like you have the big node here. And this is a pretty strong node too, so if you're ever in this area, don't shy away from swooping in and getting these 3. That's some hotness. Anywho, that's kind of what I'm doing. And these elemental nodes are just really strong. 30% increased elemental damage if you shocked recently, if you've, you know, chilled recently, ignited, and you're doing that all the time. So this is just, this little wheel here is 120% more damage. You got 30, 30, 30, 30. It's just a lot of damage. It's just a lot of damage for that little block. I don't know how it compares to like Fire's block. 12, 12, 12. extra fire. That'd be too hard to calculate. But the elementals seem to be pretty powerful, and this one's a 45% damage. So because I'm using these gloves, I can just path right into elemental, and I can use any skill, I can use any ability, except for physical, right? And it's gonna be super dope. It's gonna be super cool. Now, I have an interesting thing I'm gonna try once I find my big bonker weapon. I still need a big bonker weapon because this whole build, my end game plan is to go Hammer of the Gods and just bonk people, and then get this cooldown refunder. So do a big old bonk and then reset it, and then a bonk, and then in between those bonks you'll have a chance to not, a 33% chance for the cooldown to not trigger, and then you do second wind, so you get another trigger. I think I'll be able to bonk pretty good, and when it pops off, it's gonna feel nice. Like the maximum bonkage is 9 Hammer of the Gods at once. If you get lucky, it's just like boom, 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 pow, and it should feel pretty fucking cool. But anyways, I want to pair these gloves with Avatar Fire, and I have no clue how it's gonna work. Deal no non-fire damage, 70% of damage converted to fire. So all damage, 75% of that is converted to fire. And then this says 33% of elemental damage converted to cold, fire, and lightning. So what the fuck is 33% of elemental damage to fire in relation to 75% damage converted to fire? Like, this is just all damage converted. This one's just elemental damage converted. And how the fuck are these two gonna play with each other? Now, what I'm hoping is gonna happen is that 33% elemental damage converted to fire is gonna turn it to 100% fire elemental damage. And since all damage is converted to fire, the lightning conversion and the cold conversion are also gonna be fire. So I'm hoping that this is going to turn my damage conversion to 100%. But because it says elemental damage converted, and then this one says all damage converted, I think the all damage converted is just going to completely trump the elemental damage, and these gloves are going to be dead in the water. I'm only going to do 75% of damage as fire. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't think this is going to allow me to convert 100%. I'm not positive, but because it's just so worded differently, and POE has a habit of like stacking rules like that. But once I get to end game and I find my big bonk weapon, I'll be trying that out. And based on how I'm progressing, that's going to be late October of next year. All right, I'll check you later.